Hello, and welcome to my talk for this week. I recently received a comment on one of these talks, one I did a while ago. The person responding said, "I was with you until the God bit," or words to that effect. Oh, that they could have stayed with me, or more accurately, with God. Because God is the one who constantly reaches into creation, nudging people in different ways to draw us all in. During this, the holiest of weeks, we're reminded of God's love for us more fully than at any other time. When I lived in the UK, posters were distributed by the churches to be hung in people's windows. They comprised a very simple drawing of the face of the suffering Jesus, and beneath it were the words, "This is Holy Week." There was also a fold-down piece hidden behind the poster, which was to be pulled down on Easter Day. It read, "He is risen." The message was very simple and very important. Although as time has gone by, I wonder how many people begin to understand what it means. In a sense, that doesn't matter. It's a witness by Christians to the importance of the week and the importance of the events we commemorate. Holy Week, as the name implies, is a week set apart to travel as a disciple of Jesus along the road he is taking towards the cross, and then to the glory of the empty tomb. We are invited into the story, the joy and anticipation of his entry into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, the hope that as he goes into the temple, this is when the age to come will begin. The nations will come into Zion to worship. And yet, confusingly, he turns and walks away to Bethany. Then, as we approach Passover and pilgrims from near and far come into the city and make their way to the temple, perhaps now is the time. But Jesus doesn't make his move. He engages in discussions with various groups of people in the temple courts. He teaches, but still nothing. Then there is the meal, as Jesus celebrates the feast with his friends. We can imagine ourselves around the table, Jesus washing feet, speaking about the future, and placing great emphasis on the bread and the wine. The departure of Judas into the night. What were his motives for the coming betrayal? Then out onto the Mount of Olives, the disciples unable to stay awake. Jesus at a distance wrestling with God, not wanting to follow the road ahead. Yet, not my will, but yours be done. And now Judas comes with the authorities and betrays Jesus with a kiss of peace. The disciples are roused, but soon they fade away like snow in spring. Jesus is left exposed to Roman justice, the fears of the Jewish leaders, and the sorrow of his confused followers. He's mockingly robed in fine cloth, crowned with thorns, described as a king, and enthroned on a cross. The disciples don't understand. This was not how it was supposed to end. This week, which began as if it was a march of triumph, ends in tragedy. But not so fast. Jesus stayed with God through all of this to rise and provide us with the knowledge that God is always with us, always for us, calling us to stay too. Thank you again for joining me. I trust that you'll continue to have a blessed Holy Week and a joyous Easter day. God bless.